What's going on? So, we are still mourning the loss of the victims from the Tops Massacre shooting. These are the names of the victims. From what I know, there was most of the victims were of they was older. There was one that was 32. Most of the other victims was like 50 and up. You can look on my Facebook page, Rashawn Bear Williams, Rasean Bear Williams. I've been posting stories about the Buffalo mass shooting since I heard about it. So you have to go down the list to see, everything that happened from beginning to now. I'm going to be posting every day on new updates or anything like that. I'm going to be posting. But these are the names here, and I'm just going to read them and then just talk a little bit. Roberta A. Drury, she was from Buffalo. Margus D. Morrison from Buffalo. Andre McNeil from Auburn, New York. Aaron Salter, who was the retired police officer who worked security. He was from Lockport. He worked at that Tots for a very long time. Very long time. Actually, if it wasn't for his bravery and him sacrificing himself, there would have been a lot more people that would have died. There would have been a lot more people. Heaven has opened its doors to Aaron Salter, and God bless him. God bless him. But all the other people too. I mean, they was all innocent. God has a place for you. If you believe in God, heaven has a place for you. So to all the victims, not just Aaron, but to all the victims, every last one of them, heaven has opened its door to you. So we living in crazy times, y'all. There was 4 mass shootings over the weekend. There was 4 shootings. Now, on the other 3 shootings, there may have been like a couple that was killed, and there was a bunch wounded. This was the only one that had a mass shooting of 10 people that died. But this was shootings going on all around the country. It's crazy how this country really is. It really is. We need more gun control. We need more of this and need more of that. How do you get millions and millions of guns off the streets? Black market sales. How do you do that? It's impossible. Someone is always going to have a gun. Now, the governor of New York is talking about doing what Texas do and what Florida does. And that's basically carry concealed weapons. I don't know about that for Buffalo, and a lot of the other areas in New York. I don't know if that would be a good idea because of the shootings that's happened a lot, especially in Buffalo. There's been a lot of shootings, but we never had a mass shooting on a hate crime level, on a racial level. We never had that. First of all, we never had a mass shooting. Second of all, we never had a mass shooting on a hate crime level. Never, ever. This is the first. But anyway, let me read the rest of the names here. Geraldine Talley, Buffalo. Celestine Chaney, Buffalo. Hayward Patterson from Buffalo. Catherine Massey, Buffalo, Pierre Young of Buffalo, and Ruth Whitfield of Buffalo. They actually had a speech when Ben Crump came and was with the family of Ruth Whitfield, and he did a speech of his own, and he was talking about this and about the tragedy and the loss and everything like that. I think I had that on my Facebook page. You can check that out. Once again, Rashawn Bear Williams, Rasean. You'll see my face and everything. I feel so hurt because I know Buffalo too well. I've been to that Tops many a times. I remember when I had my wine bottle. Yeah, my big wine bottle. It's a big wine bottle. And I'm just going to be honest, back when I was a heavy drinker, I had a big wine bottle. And I cleaned that out, and I was putting change in there. Back when I was working, doing security and all. I always had some change in my pocket, So I would put that in this wine bottle, and when it got about halfway through, I would go to that Tops on Jefferson and use the Coinstar. I did that numerous of times. I shopped a lot at Tops. I also cashed checks at Tops there. So I know about that Tops. I also went to the Chinese spot in that plaza over there where Family Dollar is. So I know about that Tops. I know about that corner. It's a predominantly, it's heavily black community. This guy had a manifesto, and he said this in this manifesto, that he chosen that particular Tops and chosen that black community because it was closest to where he was at. Because out of anywhere else, there was nothing closer that had a huge black population than the area in Buffalo. He put that in his manifesto. He also put that if he didn't get caught by the cops, he would have taken his AR-15 rifle and he would have went down Jefferson shooting as much black people as possible. Now, he didn't say black people, but I have to say black people. He didn't say black people. We know what he said. But that was, it was a 180-page manifesto. I don't know everything about it. I'm not even going to read it. I also want to point out that a lot of people have already seen, there was a live video that he streamed on Twitch. I've seen that video. And it's very, very disturbing. Very disturbing. I know everything about that happened in that video. It's very disturbing. I would never upload it on YouTube or any other site. I would never disrespect the families. I'm not even going to talk about it just because talking about it is tough enough. It's hard to describe, what happened, the details, It's very hard to describe. So I'm not going to talk about it. But there was a video that surfaced. It was taken down on all the major media sites. It was taken down all the major media sites. No one has it unless it's an independent site that you can find somewhere. I don't know. But Twitch took it down damn near right away. Facebook, there was the video that I seen was on Facebook, and they took it down. So they are building a case on this guy. Now, here's the messed up thing about this. They are trying to plan. Understand what I'm saying here. They are trying to plan a defense strategy for this man. A defense strategy. He pleaded not guilty. He pleaded not guilty. When the police seen him put the rifle underneath his neck, the police talked him out of shooting himself. So they know who he looks like. So how you gonna plead not guilty? It's your face that the cops seen and talked to you and talked you out of killing yourself. How do you plead not guilty? Are you kidding me? They took your armor off, wrapped you up in what it looks like to me was paper, paper towels or whatever. It looked like tissue or something, and presented him in front of a judge. That's what he deserved. That's exactly what he deserved. But they trying to build a defense strategy for this accused madman. I've never, oh my God. I can't believe it. How they say attorneys. So I don't know how many attorneys are on this case. But why would you even take this case? This man had a 180-page manifesto on what he was going to do. What he done. Look at the victims. There were 10 victims. Aaron Salter was a retired police officer. He worked at that top for a long time. Now it's a lot of people that's going to be in their house afraid to do their normal shopping and go out and just live their normal life. You know, the things that they do on a daily basis. They're afraid. They're afraid there's going to be a lot of people that's just not going to go anywhere. They're just going to stay in their house. This is messed up. It's sad. It really is sad. You know? But I urge you all to understand that hate in this country will never go away. And hiding from it doesn't make it better. You know? It doesn't make it better. When 9/11 happened, do you think the country was in fear? You think they was hiding in their houses because they thought they may be attacked by the Middle Eastern people? No. I learned one thing, that life goes on. We grieve, and we grieve over and over again. We have our memories, but life goes on. I lost a lot of loved ones in my life. A lot of loved ones. I lost my mom. I lost my grandma. My birthday was on February 28th. I lost my mom on February 22nd. I lost my grandmother on February 27th, the day before my birthday. I went to the funeral on I think it was the 3rd of March or somewhere around that time. It was on a Friday. On that Friday, after the week on my birthday was on the Monday. My grandma died on the Sunday. My mama died on the Wednesday. I went to the funeral on that Friday. I lost loved ones, and I know life goes on, man. They had both of the funerals on that day, you know. So I learned that life goes on. We have to get through this, but we cannot, you know. It's upsetting to me because, you know, there's a lot of times when I think, you know, if I was, you know, I might have get back into drinking and things like that, you know, to go through the depression and things. Families are right now going through depression. They are, you know. A lot of I don't want to say no more about that, but anyway, because it is upsetting, you know. I don't want to say, you know, because Suicide is on the rise, and we cannot have, it does something to you mentally. It really messes with your mind mentally that something happens. Think about, like, you have, a father going to Tops to get some bread or some eggs or get something for dinner and all. And, you just think it's a normal day. You're going to see him again. Or you're going to see, or a mom goes out and goes or shopping and stuff. And you don't think that something bad will happen. You think you're going to see him again. And then you don't. It's like, who would have thought that this madman would just come in shooting? Who would have thought? Nobody. There was also, I have to point out too, there was a 20-year-old who was shot in the neck. He survived. That was divine intervention. God stepped in. I don't want to quote from Pulp Fiction here, but God stepped in and stopped that, that bullet from reaching into the artery where, it would have punctured it and he would have died. God stepped in to save that 20-year-old man. His name was Zaire or something. But he survived. 3 people survived. That was including Zaire. So, miracles happen. But hatred is everywhere. You can't run from hatred. You can't hide from hatred. It's everywhere. We have to live on. We have to move on. This guy thought that he was going to be able to start a race war. That's what his whole plan was. That's why he did this from the beginning. But you failed in every which way. We came together. I was looking on the live stream, and there was white people, there was black people, and there was all other kind of people at the memorial. There was a white guy who was giving out $50 gift cards. He had $2,000 worth of gift cards that he was just handing out to people. They have a free shuttle from the Tops on Jefferson to the Tops on Inwood, where I'm at. There were food giveaways. And there's all races coming together on this tragic event, doing things to help the community. That's what we need. That's what we need. So you failed. Peyton Glendon, whatever your name is, you failed in every which way. God don't like ugly. And you are going to get the worst of God's wrath. And I believe that. Because you had nothing but your hatred in your heart as soon as you got out that car. The woman that was the first woman that was shot was a Tops Market employee. He was just ready to fire with hatred in his heart. I've seen the video. It's a disgusting video. And I'm not really going to go into the details or anything like that. I'm not going to do that. But he had nothing but hatred in his heart. And this guy deserved everything that he can get. I wish I could help out anyway. I think that the prosecutors are basically going to present as much evidence as possible. But I want everyone to think about May 14th, 2022 from all over the world. And think about this day. And think about these victims. And think about the families who was left behind. My condolences.